Happy Monday, everybody. How are you? Come on in. This is Real Talk with Love. And I'm Coach Barbara, and I am here with you for the 12th week. Hi, my goddaughter. Hi, Giovanni. We are listening to Brannis McKenzie. She's singing Sisters at the Well, a song that was created for us. Because this is Sisters at the Well presents Real Talk with Love. I am Coach Barbara Perkins. And since we have been sheltered in, we've been coming together on Monday evenings for 12 weeks now. Wow, it's been great. So come on in. I'm happy you're here. Coralie and Juanita. Hey guys, how's the volume? Give me a heart or a thumbs up. Let me know the volume is good. Last week we had a little low volume situation. Oh, good. Thank you. Thanks, Coralie. Hey, Erica. We'll listen to a little Brannis. Brannis McKenzie is in Northern California. For those of you who like her music, you can check her out. She's absolutely amazing. And she wrote this song for us. Who's that? Hi, Christina. Hey, darling. Scarlet Flowers, the most talented Christina Bentley. Thanks for joining. We're going to give it just about 30 seconds and then we'll get started. Do me a favor, will you share right now, please? Hit the share button for me. Hey, Tracy. Hit the share button for me. Let's bring a few other folk in. Let them hang out with us for 30 minutes. Is Linda on? I didn't see Linda, but she's probably here. Linda Sam, the one and only. Hey, Tina. Okay, we're at the well. Sisters at the Well presents Real Talk with Love. I'm going to turn Brannis down a little bit. And so we can get started. You know, we always start out. First, let me just greet you again for those who are just coming in. I'm sitting a little further back from my screen, so I can't see all the names, but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to pull up a little bit. I see my niece is on again. Oh, I love you. Thank you for coming on. Hey, Tracy Mitchell. Good to see you. So here we are, our 12th week. Can you believe it? Time is flying by. And so tonight we have a great topic. Guess what the topic is? Good news. Hey, Deb, my sister. The topic is good news. God knows we need some good news, right? So I want you, before we get into the topic, I'm going to answer the question of the week. But I want you to think about some of the good things that are happening in your life, because I'm going to ask you later to put something in the thread. And what I'd like to do is see a whole bunch of good news stuff in the thread. Okay, but don't do it yet, because I want to be able to read it off to you. But let me tell you what the question of the week is. The question of the week: with so much negative news and heart-wrenching events going on around us, it says so much going on around us, how can we keep ourselves motivated? I'm having a difficult time. I'm feeling low every other day. And quite frankly, I'm feeling a little despair. Well, I think that person is talking about all of us. The news is so negative. Hi, Opal. The news is so bad. Every day we turn it on, there's something else, right? There's something else going on that just keeps us in this constant state of trying to dig ourselves out emotionally. You know, hi Rhonda, hi Willa. The news is just perpetually negative. You know, we're dealing with the pandemic, and God knows none of us saw this coming. None of us anticipated having to go through this. None of us still know what to do about it. The best we can do is just try to stay above it. That is, it's been horrendous, really trying to manage that. In addition to that, we're in the midst of a recession. We don't know how long it's going to be. We don't know how long before we're out of it. And quite frankly, we don't know what next month is going to bring, because things are just happening so crazy right now. And then this other pandemic that we've been dealing with for 400 years has raised its ugly head in a way that, on top of the pandemic, on top of the recession, it just got us to a point where, and the young people are leading, and they're saying, you know what, enough is enough. We're tired. So to the person who sent this question in, I could see why you're feeling low and exhausted and somewhat even depressed. And these are your words, somewhat depressed. I'm a life coach and I'm a spiritual coach. But I absolutely believe in therapy as well, and respect that industry very much so. So I'm not going to do therapy here, but what I will say to you as a life coach, we started off these 12 weeks with talking about fear and grief and anxiety, and how heavy those emotions are, and how those emotions can really keep you locked into a place where you may not even want to be. But sometimes so much is coming at you so fast, you seem like you can't move faster than it. And those feelings of depression and heaviness weigh on you. And so during this time, it is important. That's my grandson you all hear in the background. During this time, it is important for us to really try and take care of ourselves. One of the things we have to do in the midst of this is get enough rest. We have to get enough rest. There's no substitute for allowing your body to just relax and rest. And rest isn't only sleep, but sleep is good. Rest is where you make an intention, you set your intention to stop all of the busyness that we have. To just allow yourself to sit in the space without feeling like you have to manage it or do something or complete a list that you've had. Rest is just as it says, rest. Turning off everything, managing your time. One of the things that's critically important is having a time when you absolutely stop for the day. I mean, because you're home and you're working from home doesn't mean that you have to work all day and all night. You know, your body, your brain, your mind, everything needs to rest. And so I would answer this question by saying, managing your time, getting enough rest, and perhaps even getting a friend. You know, I have several people who are actually on this thread. Hi, Angela. I have people on this thread that I pick up the phone and I call and I say, you know what, I'm not feeling great. And just talk it through. Having the opportunity to share those feelings and get it out. Hey, Shahira. Oh, I'm so glad you joined. Having the opportunity to get some of those heavy feelings out. It's helpful. What you don't want to do is allow those feelings to stay inside of your body. We call that the dis-ease, when your body is in dis-ease, because dis-ease leads to, can lead to disease. And that's not what we're trying to do. Okay, so I hope that answers your question, and I hope it answered for other people who may be feeling the same thing. This is a very heavy time we're in, which is why tonight we are talking about good news. I just thought it might be a good night to just let's think about what is going on around us that we can smile about. You know, the things, even while you're sheltered in, because we know that even though your city might be open officially, we know that we need to stay inside in order to minimize the exposure that still exists. And if you watch the numbers yesterday, this whole weekend, there's been an increase in the numbers of cases of people who have contracted the virus. Because we know that it's not over. I don't care what they say. And you know that they we're talking about, right? This isn't over. And so to the best of your ability, what you want to do is minimize your exposure, right? So while you're home, while you're staying out of the stores and the crowded spaces, while you're doing that, what are the things that are filling you up? What's making you happy? What's giving you joy? I'm going to tell you, I'm going to start with my grandson, my only grandbaby, a year and a half, has been with us for a month. And when I tell you I am filled to the brim with joy about that. So no, I'm not going to spend my day watching the news and watching how bad it is and all day. I'm just not going to do that. Hi, Jody. I'm going to spend a lot of my day playing with my grandson and laughing and playing with toys and listening to nursery rhymes. What are you doing that fills you up? What's your good news? In the midst of all of this, we have to name things good for ourselves. So there are a few things that I have that I'm naming. The first thing, I stay in a state of gratitude. I stay in a state of gratitude because every morning I wake up and I absolutely know who I am, where I am. I give God thanks. I give him thanks for all the things that could have been different, right? That could have been different. So I'm in a constant state of gratitude. That fills me up. And I'm intentional about it. I speak my gratitude. You know, because when things are going bad, we speak it. We speak it out loud. We want to tell somebody, right? We open up our mouth and we say, oh, my arm hurt, my leg hurt, oh, somebody stopped speaking to me, or somebody's upset with me, oh, this didn't happen and that happened. We speak those things. And the same way we speak those things, we have to speak out loud our gratitude. So what are you grateful for? You can start putting things in the thread if you want to. So we can share. We all watch each other's, right? So there might be some things, Angela, that you are doing that others may be interested in or find, inspiring, and they may want to do that as well. The other thing that is happening is, in terms of good news, I'm grateful to this point. Thank you, God, I survived it. The coronavirus didn't come to my house. Are you grateful for that? Now, I'm kind of ready, just in case. I'm not calling it to myself. But because we are smart, and we know that if we get the virus and we go to the hospital, they're going to send us home. So if you were with me 2 weeks ago, you know that I have a red bag. I showed y'all the red bag, and I gave you a list of things that I thought were important enough to have on hand should the virus come to your house. And I was speaking from a place of expertise because for 17 years I was a flight attendant, and my primary job was emergency care. For 35 years, I've been married to a man who was a captain with the LA County Fire Department. So our life together has always been about emergency preparedness. So I'm grateful. My good news is I'm grateful that the virus didn't get here. We drink our special tea every morning. We keep our immune system. I'm taking 3SS, what we call 3S tonic. Okay, I'm not going to go through the whole list again, but those of you who know what 3S tonic is, if you remember what that is, throw up some hearts. Tell me you remember. But it's an immune system builder, right? So these are the things we have to continue doing. I'm grateful. That's my good news, is that the virus didn't come here, and I'm doing everything that I know how to do to keep it out of here. And I hope you're doing the same. Hey, the other good news. I got about 6 things. In the midst of all this, you know, we're going through this economic thing. Now, I am not going to give this one man any credit for it. But some of us, some of y'all got a stimulus check. You could put up hearts. You don't have to tell your business, but some of y'all got that. Some of you got the PPP loan, which is a 1 to 3% loan that you don't have to start paying for a year. Some gig workers, which we didn't think would happen, which I think is absolutely amazing, qualify for unemployment. We're talking about good news, just in case, right? You just got in. That's good news, because in March, most of us didn't think that anything financial would hit our doors or hit our bank accounts, because we saw it going to the big companies, Ruth Chris and some of the others, the Lakers, and all the people who didn't need it seemed to have gotten a check. Everybody except us. So some good news is that more of us, thank God for our Congress people, the Congressional Black Caucus, who really fought for us. And some of us got checks. And hopefully we talked extensively last week about what, because it was such a surprise to some of us, what we should be doing. What we should be doing with those checks. That's my grandson who keeps coming in. But anyway. So those checks, that's good news. The fact that we can put a little money away that we didn't expect to get. Some of us, especially the young people that I'm talking to, I'm saying, listen, when you come out of this thing, you better have some money in your bank account, because you didn't expect that. That's good news, right? Another good news. Some of us were able to defer credit card payments, mortgage payments, car notes, defer them for 3 months, giving you an opportunity to put some money away, or to maybe take care of an expense that you didn't expect to be able to take care of during this time. Listen, we have to look for the good. So what I'm doing right now is saying all these little things that are happening that were not a part of the normal process, that's happening, that's giving us a chance to do some things maybe that we would not have been able to do. This is good news. This is good news. I know my son, and I'm not going to put all his business in the street, but my son is a gig worker. He's an artist. And thank God he's been able to pay off some bills with his stimulus money. His unemployment, he's been able to get himself caught up with things. And I'm asking all the young people to do that. Not just young. I'm not going to put it on just them, because some of us need to do some things also. This is good news once again, right? good news we've had. Then the new learning opportunities. We've been home. I shared with you last week that every Saturday I take one class, one free online class. Again, when I come out of this, I might have another degree just based on all the online classes I'm taking. I'm taking Excel right now. Now, listen, for me, probably not for you. It's a little bit challenging, but I'm not going to give up. It has 36 chapters. I'm on chapter 7. But when I get through, I would be proficient in Excel. Had it not been for this time at home, I'm telling you right now, I would not have done it. I would not. There are people in my life who help me with things like that. But just the opportunity for me to sit still and learn something new. It's been good for me. This is good news. Start sharing with me in the thread some of your good news. What have you been doing during this time that is good? Free courses. Yes, Angela, thanks for putting that in the thread. Free courses. I'm doing a whole office suite classes. Thank you to Coralie, my sister friend from the Bahamas, challenged me and shared that information with me. I paid $50 to take this entire suite of courses. And it's been really helpful for me. So, what is your good news? Okay, another thing that I'm doing, I have 2 more things that I consider good news. I have had some projects on my desk. I'm too embarrassed to tell you how long because I've just run. I'm traveling, I'm working my 2 jobs and speaking and doing what I do. And I've had these projects that I wanted to work on. They have sat on my desk for months. I'm not going to say more than a year, but they've been on my desk for a long time. And I have had an opportunity to work on these projects. And it has been my joy. Coralie said she has started her gratitude journal, her gardening. Wow, nice. Tiffany says, my husband and I are in construction at our home doing things. Oh, Kathleen. Kathy is a new dog groomer. She's taken, now Kathy has taken new lessons to a new height. She has made masks for people. I know this for a fact. She has been doing her own, because of her actually, I ordered my own mani-pedi, everything from Amazon. So I haven't mastered the pedicure yet, I have to tell you that. But last Saturday, Tina McKenna gave me a tip to order something called a foot mask. I haven't ordered it yet, but I'm going to try that. I can do my hands, but I haven't been able to master these feet yet. But Kathy's doing grooming her own dogs. And but there's things that we are doing now for ourselves that we might not have done had it not been for this time that we have. And what an amazing thing. Kathy says styling her hair. Well, I washed, blow dried, pressed, and sort of curled mine today, but it's in a ponytail because I couldn't get it all done. But yeah, doing my own hair. I shared with you last week, I have over $900 in my recession fund. Money that I would have spent on nails and hair and feet, I'm saving. And I have about $900 in the bank just from every time I do my own hair. And I'm cheap. Every time I do my own hair, I put $50 in the account. Juanita is baking her cakes, Final Touch cakes. She's doing that even more and mailing cakes to folks like me. We had a cake for Father's Day this weekend that she mailed to us, so her business is doing well. So, let's see. Oh, Tracy said, I love Juanita's cakes. Yes, we all do. So what are you doing with your time? What's the good news? How are you spending your time? How are you filling the spaces with something that you enjoy? So that we're not just sitting around listening to the news and feeling stuck. A big thing that I started a family chat for my family, a group chat. Now, that's not something that my family would normally do. And I can't say that they're doing it great, going all out doing it. But it's there. For those of us who want to keep in touch, we may not have done that as much before, but now because of this, we're doing it a little more. Right? So, because of that, family chat, I put my head in every few days. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Right? So those who I may not have spoken to, they get a hello. And it's an opportunity for people to talk to each other. And I know a lot of folks are doing their family Zooms, right? They're doing their family meetings together and having their Zoom parties with their families. What are you doing? My sister is taking Spanish. Deborah's taking her Spanish classes. I think that's ambitious. Learn another language. This is all good news. We can't sit around and wait for this to be over. We don't know when it's going to be over. So utilizing this time, not filling every hour with work. Take your brain, turn it off, and give yourself the gift of you. Right? Willa says she's reading novels. She's a publisher, but she's reading for pleasure now. Right? Give yourself that time. That's the gift of you. Right? What do you like to do? What about if you're in a home, maybe by yourself? Maybe it's getting a buddy that you can call in the evenings just to check in, sit down and have a cup of tea with, right? And just sit. I love these platforms. We can sit, have a cup of tea with each other, talk, share the day, right? And just turn off the negative. This is good news. There's some good in everything that's happening, but it's only good when we name it good. I'll say that again. It's heavy. There's a lot going on in the world. We don't know where this invisible virus is. We know that a lot of people have died. And if you have had family members that did not make it, God bless you. We're sorry for your loss. We think about you. We honor you. This has been so different for us, right? But through everything, there is hope. And through faith and your belief that you will come out on the other side of this in a positive way, you have to name it good. It's only good when you name it good. Anybody else have anything that they're doing? Erica said the family Zooms are amazing. Enjoying being a grandmother. Yes, Tracy. Charlene says, I'm mentoring. This is a great time to mentor, especially with our young people protesting peacefully, making their voices heard. I heard a lot of criticism. I have no complaints about it. Do what you do and be safe. Thank God for these courageous young people who are pushing it and speaking truth to power in such a way that power is now almost powerless, right? Because these young people have made them stop and listen. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing because we name it good. Thank you, Greta, for coming in. Greta's doing, I've seen her work. For those of you who may know Greta, put your contact in the thread, Greta, so people can see you. Greta is an amazing, in fact, this neck piece came from Greta. She's an amazing stylist who does great work and who has a line of amazing, one-of-a-kind clothing. And so she's always doing her Zoom, Facebook Live showings, and it's been wonderful and fun to do. Hi, Jessica. Glad you're on again today. Thank you. Jessica, what are you doing during this time that we can call good? What are we naming good in your life, Jessica? And anyone else who didn't get an opportunity, put something in the thread so we can go back and read and see what's good coming up for you. This is our time to think about it. If you're not journaling and that's something that you haven't done, try it. Journaling is this conversation that you have with yourself, right? If you're not doing that, try it. It is such a rewarding thing to be able to go back and read your notes, your conversation with yourself. Doesn't have to be anything heavy. You don't have to write a book, just your thoughts. Just writing them down. Sometimes it's good to just be with you and have that conversation with you. Listening to music. Oh, I love how they're doing these Zoom parties online. I've been joining in on those as well. So yeah, there's a lot of heavy stuff going on, but you know what? There's some good stuff happening too. There's some good stuff, and I think that this is our time to think about what is going on in our lives that's good. Share the good news, because guess what? Bad news travels so fast, and what we want to do is turn it around. Let the good news travel faster than the not so good news. Put a smile on someone's face by picking up the phone and calling them and just telling them how much you're thinking about them and how you're rooting for them to come out on the other side of this. Share your good news with others. Try to be as positive as you can. And I look forward to seeing you on the other side. I look forward to that. Thank you for coming in. Thank you so much. It's always a joy. It's always a joy to see you for 30 minutes on Monday. I look forward to the next time. And I'm going to put something, I think Linda's going to help me with putting something in the thread. I started a YouTube channel, and I'd love to have you as a subscriber. If you can do that for me, that'd be great. Also, would you mind sharing this right now, maybe starting a watch party with some of your friends, right? Let's share the good news with them, okay? Thank you. Love you. Have a great night, and I'll see you next Monday, okay? And remember, let's spread the good news faster than the bad news or the not so good news. I'm not going to call it bad. I'm going to call it the not so good news, okay? Thank you, and God bless you. Have a good night. Whoop, right on cue, young man. Love you all. We'll let Brandis play us out. How's that? Thank you, Greta. Thanks, Shashada. And BJ, thank you for joining. I'll see you next week, okay? Thanks again. Good night, everybody. Bye, Charlene. I love you back.